Mesechta Zevachim, Daf Tzadik Amid Beis. We're starting from where it says Gemara. It's like 4 lines from the bottom. Okay, we're starting now. Ibaylahu. Fact the Gemara. Ibaylahu. The Gemara yes Shaila. Tadim umikudesh esmehem kaidem. We have 2 karbanis. One is every day, and one is mikudesh is more holy. So the Gemara, which one comes first? Tada kaidem mishum de tada. Should I say the one that's tada should come first because it's tada v'shena tada kaidem? Oidilma mikudam mikudash kadem de kaddish, or something that's more holy should come first. It's more holy. Toshma, coming over, I'll answer you the question.
Does this apply to many other cases besides Kawanis?
Sure. We're going to have it. We're going to have all those cases. So it's going to bring it up. Tmidim is the Tamid Shal Shachas, Tamid Shal Bein Habayim. It's brought down. It's brought every day. Koydem Musaf is on Shabbos. So which one is more holy? Musaf. The Tmidim is every day. Ba'afal gav the Musaf and Kaddishi, even though Musafim is more holy, nevertheless, because it has the same Shabbos, it's Musvei Shabbos or Musvei Shchaydas, but it's more holy. So nevertheless, what do we say? That we bring the Tamid first. Says Yomad, what are you talking about? You don't have a raya that something that's more something more tade overrides something that's more mekudesh. What do you want to say? Shabbos. The Musaf is so holy because of Shabbos. Yeah. The Musaf you're saying is because it had Shem Shabbos. The Tamid that you're bringing on Shabbos also has the Shem Shabbos on it. It doesn't become less holy than the Musaf. It has the same Shem Shabbos. So you have no raya, so that's why Tamid comes first. They're in the same level. They're both equal. And Tada v'shena Tada Kainam. Says Gemara Tashma Ali.
You wouldn't say Tada is Kodem, right?
You don't have a raya that if something is really more mekudesh than the other, that the Tamid comes first. Over here, the Tamid is just as holy as the Musaf. If it falls on a Shabbos, the Tamid that you bring on Shabbos.
This is a Tamid Shal Shabbos.
Tamid Shal Shabbos, sure. Says the Gemara, Toshma coming in, I'll answer you. Musvei Shabbos Kedem Musvei Shchaydish. It says the Musvei Shabbos is greater, right? Comes first, not greater. It's more Tadir because it's every Shabbos. Musvei Shchaydish is once a month. And we know the Musvei Shchaydish is more Mekudesh because it says about Shchaydish Moyed. And he says, B'neisef to the Musvei Shabbos. Right. And b'noisuf to the Musvei of Shabbos, the Musvei Shchaydish is together with the Asir Chatas, which comes to be Mechapa on the Tumas Migdash V'Kadosh. If he came into the Beis HaMikdash Tamei, Shchaydish is, you're bringing it with a pair, another carbon that's going to be Mechapa on Aveirs. So it's more Chashuv than the Musvei Shabbos. And nevertheless, what do we say? Which one comes first? The Musvei Shabbos. Says you want to you want to say the Musaf Shabbos became less heilig because Musaf Shchaydish has the Shchaydish name on it. The Musaf Shabbos that falls out on Shchaydish also has the Shchaydish name on it. It's just as holy. So you have no raya. Tashma says you want to come here. I'll bring you a raya from here. Musaf Shchaydish Kaidem Musaf Shashana. Musaf Shchaydish, which is every month, comes before the Musaf, which is once a year, Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah Kachef. The Yom Adin, Rosh Hashanah is more holier than our Rish Chodesh. And nevertheless, what do we say? That the Musaf of Rish Chodesh comes first? It says, what are you talking about? Rosh Hashanah is a Rish Chodesh also. And you want to say, yes, so you're saying that what? That the Musaf of Rosh Hashanah, of Rosh Chodesh that falls on, which is on Rosh Hashanah, is any less holy? It's the same holy. Says Yemada Toshma, coming out, I'll bring you a raya from here. And he brings down, there's a machlikis, there are 2 brachas that we make when Shabbos comes. We make the bracha of Shabbos, the kiddush of Shabbos, and then we make a bracha on the wine. Which one comes first? The yayin, the bracha of the yayin, or the bracha of kiddush yayin? So Beis Hillel, it's machlikis between Beis Hillel and Beis Shammai. And Beis Hillel says the bracha of yain comes first. Okay, so here the Gemara says, what's the reason? Because the birchas yain is the bracha that enables you to say the Kiddush of Shabbos.
Kiddush.
So that's why you need Yain comes first, because the bracha of the Yain brings in the Kiddush of Shabbos. That's what the Gemara says there. Another reason that for Beis Hillel is because Birchas Yain Tadira. The bracha of Yain we say every day of the year. People who drank wine every day, by every meal. That's more Tadu. Birchas Yain ain't Tadira. But the bracha of Kiddush HaShabbos, the Kiddush of that day, it's only once a week. Or Yom Tevim. V'tadu Sheina Tadu, Tadu Kedem. Afagav, the Birchas Hayom Kadisha. Even though the Birchas Hayom is much more holy than just saying the bracha on wine. They can bring and saying the bracha of Kiddush HaShabbos to be Mekadosh HaShabbos is much greater. It's a much more holier bracha. But nevertheless, we make the bracha on Yain because it's Tadira. So you see, Tadira comes before something that's holy. It says, after Shabbos, Birchas Hayom Ahani, Birchas Yain Le'ahani. You're saying the bracha of Shabbos is very special, and Yain is not. Yain is just as special. If it falls out, you're making the bracha on Shabbos. Says Gemara, you're right. Tashma, come in here. I'll bring you a right from here. Rabbi Yechlan said halacha. The halacha is like one. Let's say on Shabbos, it's time for mincha. You didn't done musaf, so now you what comes first, mincha or musaf? It's now at the time that you could say Musaf, like if you go to Ben Abu Shul, we could have Mincha, the time we're saying Musaf. So which one comes first? So he says, Mispal Adam Shal Mincha Achakach, and then afterwards he davens Shal Musafim. Then Musafim. Even though the tefillas of Musaf is more Mekudesh. Nevertheless, when it's Mincha, tefillas Mincha, which is Tadir, comes first. Says Gemara, what do you want to say? That Tfilas Musafim? If you're saying because the Kedusha of Shabbos, right? You think the Kedusha of Shabbos only makes the Musaf holy? It makes the Mincha. Mincha Shabbos is just as holy, if not even holier. We call it Riven, they call it Riven, whatever. Says Gemara Tashma, come in here, I'll bring you a right from here. We learned in this previous Mishnah, not this Mishnah, but in the first Mishnah. Shlomim shall emesh. Shlomim from Funachten, from a day before. V'chatas v'Hashem shall hayoim. And the chatas v'Hashem of today. Now, we learned in the Gemara, chatas v'Hashem is more holy. Normally, chatas v'Hashem comes before Shlomim, which is not holy. But here, you have now Shlomim from the day before, so the Mishnah said, it's going to be mezalzel the carbon, it'll start rotting. So start taking care of it right away. Okay, so which one comes first? Shlomim Shalom is Kriegman. The Shlomim from the day before comes before the Chatas and the Asham, which is more Chasher.
In other words, finish up the day. Finish up the...
No, he didn't bring that now. What's if they were both the same day? The Shlomim and the Chatas and the Asham. So Chatas Vasham Kadmi. Then we know the Chatas Asham comes first, because it's more holy. Afal Gav, even though we know the Shlomim Tadiri, Shlomim is more frequent. The Shlomim comes because of a Neder and a Dava. That's more frequent than somebody bringing a carbon for a sin.
It wouldn't be frequent.
It is more frequent. That's what he says. Not that much more frequent, but it's frequent. You're putting together of Tadr because something that happens, not mitzad achoy, because things are happening, people give Neder and a Dava. Nedarim and Nadav is it's not set with a specific time that to say mitzad achoiv it's more tadir. It's just that it happens more often. So that doesn't fall under the gather of tadir. Tadir coming by Yolan, he says. We're talking about a tadir which is based on a chayv. Matzil like coming by Yolan. We're not talking about something that's frequent. We're talking about something that's mitzad achiv. There's a set zman, and it's more frequent. What do you want to say? Something that's more frequent is not in the gather of tadir. But Tanya, we learned before in the Braisa, where it says that what do you bring a chatas? So the Gemara says you only bring a chatas on a mitzvah that you weren't supposed to do and you did it. But on a mitzvah that you were supposed to do and you didn't do it, like Korban Pesach, or mitzvah mila you were supposed to do and you didn't do it, that you don't bring a chatas. Where do we learn that out?
What do you do with that?
No chatas, but it says Asher lo yiseh asana. It says it 4 times. Asher lo yiseh asana, Asher lo yiseh asana. So the Gemara says From one of the Asher Sana teaches us, only if you were over on Aveda that you were not supposed to do and you did it. But a Pesach that you were supposed to bring a Korban Pesach and you didn't, Asher Sana teaches us you're not over. Says the Gemara, and I need, says the Gemara, but that's because Sheinei Tader. That's a Pesach is only once a year. But I need a special extra Asher fourth time to teach us that by the Mila, which is more Taji Tadia, is more Tadia because it happens to Rabbi Shane. He had a lot of big business. Every day he was doing bris.
If you live in a small little town,
but they don't. The Bailim go all around. They don't stay in one place. They have cars, planes.
200 years ago.
Anyway, they travel from city to city. Didn't stay in one city. So he says, I need a special pasuk for Mila because it was more Tader. Look what kind of Tader you were talking about. What does it mean Tader? Not because you were Chayiv. People happen to have boys and there were more brisin. So it's not mitzat Chayiv Azman. Says Gemara, my Tadira. What do we mean Tadira? Says Gemara, Tadira b'mitzvahs. That it has this Tader, the Tadira b'mitzvahs, that there were much more mitzvahs. It's Tader with shloish essay brises that Shakadas HaKadosh Baruch with Abraham. And he brings down bris if the bris. That's what it means with Tadir. He's saying Mila legabe Pesach he Tadir damia. Mila legabe Pesach. Mila is way more times than Pesach. But when you compare Shlamim to Chatas and Asham, a little bit more. That's not considered as Tadir. Something that's such a big difference. Korban Pesach was brought once a year. Milas was much more, so that's considered tough.
Every few months.
Yeah, it could be every few minutes. There's a whole bunch of it. So you can't compare. There, it's a real Tadir. But when it comes to, I don't know, when it comes to Shlamim versus Asham and Chatas, it's etvos mer, not much more. The Gemara has to shaila. The yes in the Beis Hamed, there's Tadir, Sheina Tadir. The Tadir comes first. What happens? Let's say he took the korban, which is Einei Tadir, and he shachted it first. So what are we going to do? Mike, what's the din?
It's a bigger day.
No. So he did the Sheinei Tadir. Should we hold off? Here. I mean, keep the shachter machiv. Should I say, geschachten? All right, finish up. Be machiv, go all the way. Or Dilma, or we say, no, Yoev la'acha, take the blood. Give it to somebody else. The memar is with as he should turn the blood. It shouldn't that the blood shouldn't become congealed. So give it to another guy to turn it the whole time. And add the makiv l'tadir. The wait till will be makiv l'tadir. But the makiv l'tadir, and then take care of the sheina tadir. Which one is it?
So it's not a big problem then, right?
We're not sure. We don't know which way to go.
What would you say? What if he did the Shein and Tadir first? So what are you going to say?
So don't finish up. No, it's not puzzle, but you still have a Tadir.
Shchita is good.
Shchita is good, else is good, but don't spray the blood till you take care of the Tadir and finish it up, and then go back to the blood and spray the blood. Avuna said from Surah, Tashma, come in, I'll answer you. Shlamim shel emesh, a shlamim from the day before, Chatz v'asham shel hayim, and the Chatz v'asham of today.
And he did it.
So what do we say in the Mishnah? What do we do first? The shlamim shalamesh, koidem, leishayim. So which? So he's saying, what do you say over here? That the shlamim is the shlamim. No, here we're talking about the kedusha. The chatas and asham comes before the shlamim. So he does the shlamim shal emesh comes before the leishayim.
Because he said before you don't want it to spoil.
Right. Dum Emesh. But what's if the shlamim that he designated yesterday, the shlamim in the Azara? Now it's the next day, and now he shachts it. He shachts the shlamim, right? But it's today he shachts it. So Dum Emesh. But what's if he did the shlamim? He just set it aside yesterday, but today he shachted it. The Kaddim shachted the shlamim. He shachted the shlamim before the chatas and the asham. Now you don't have to worry for spoil. He's shachting yesterday.
Also from today.
Yeah. But the shlamim is from yesterday, but he's shachting today. And the chatas, so he says, what do we say? The kadam shachtel the shlamim, chatas v'ashem kadmim. It comes out that the chatas v'ashem will be first. The only reason why the shlamim from yesterday came first because he shachted it yesterday. But if he shachted today, the chatas and ashem will come first. So you see, even though he shachted the she'enei tader, the she'enei mekudesh, it's like the she'enei tader, the same thing. We say, hold off. You shachted the she'enei mekudesh. Go to the one that's more holy. Take care of that. The chatas v'ashem, and then go back. It says you want to deal with the shlam emes v'chatas v'ashem. The yoim heich mashkachta lo the shachtin letavayu. Maybe they're both cases. Who says that he only shachted the shlamim that day? Say that he shachted. You don't have to say the diuk was that he only shachted the shlamim that day. You could say he shachted all of them that day. He shachted the shlamim and the chatas v'ashem. And now we're talking about the blood. Which blood should go first? Heich mashkachta shachtin letavayu. So of course the blood of the asham and the chatas will come first.
No shiloh then, right? Because that's more.
That's what he wanted to tell you. That's the diuk. But if they shachted it all together simultaneously, even though he designated the shlamim from yesterday, we still say chatas Hashem comes first if they shachted together. Not that he only shachted the shlamim. You don't have a right yet that the diuk was that he only shachted the shlamim. The same deal could be he shachted all of them together. And that he has to take care of the chatzon and shlamim first. Right. But if the taka didn't shacht together, he only shachted the shlamim, tibayalach, we still have that shaila. You can't bring a raya from the Mishnah, anything.
Should we wait?
Maybe we should wait. We don't know. Right? So like, you want Tashma, come in here, I'll answer you. Davar acher. It says an additional reason to be magdim b'seider kiddush b'chs hayayin. We say that why should Rabbi Lezer? We're going back to the case with Kiddush Hayom and the bracha wine. So what was the reason that Hillel said we should first make the bracha on the yayin? So davar acher, because birchas hayayin tadira, right? Or birchas hayom ain't tadira. The tada v'sheina tada kaidem. That's what we said. So you see, even though the Kiddush Hayom is more kadesh. And okay, so we say we still say tada v'sheina tada kaidem. So this is similar to shachting a carbon which is less tadir, which is less mekudah. If you're doing something here, you're talking about the which one you're making a bracha on, like on the she'inei tadir, meaning that's not mekudish. Something that's not as mekudish is like something that's not tadir. It's the equivalent. So which bracha are you making on? The yayim, which is less kaddish, which is like the einei toda first, right? And we said that comes, nevertheless, the Brisa says...
We find that yayim is kaddish, and they use it in the Sochem, use wine. So we see that there's an Indian of kiddush in wine itself.
Yeah, that was one answer, but we said, when it comes to kiddush hayom, right? Which one came first? The kiddush hayom or the wine? Let's understand this.
What's this shiloh?
Right when Shabbos comes in, Shkia comes in Shabbos. Kiddush Hayom came in first, right? Well, let's take one at a time. The wine doesn't come till the Sudas on the Shulchan, till the Shasuda, till the Suda. But Shabbos.
But they make sometimes Kiddush Hayom in the shul, no?
That's something else. We're talking about the Kiddush Hayom came in. So what came in first? So the Kiddush Hayom came in first. Nevertheless, what do? We're saying, hey, wait, Kiddush Hayom, even though you came in first, wait, and we're going to make a bracha on the Yayim because tada v'sheina tada kaidem. Al derech zeh, by the Kabbanis, you could say the same thing. That the carbon that was einei tadir.
That you drink wine every day.
What? Yeah. Sure.
You don't have to drink it. It's not this.
No, but they drank every day. It was a normal thing. Wine was, and not only that, by the meal it was wine. It wasn't like Coca-Cola. It was just wine. Either Fabrenga wine or no. Zag the Gemara. Hachanami here too.
They didn't drink.
I know. It was much stronger. Anyway, Bekitzer. So he's saying, look, Shabbos came in first, right? It's like Shabbos came in first, was the Kedusha of Shabbos, and then you're going on you're saying, let's say he shechted, Shabbos came in first, say he shechted the Einei Tader first, right? The Einei Tader, like Shabbos came in first. Nevertheless, we tell Shabbos, wait, we're going to make the bracha on the wine. We'll tell the carbon that you shechted already, but it's Einei Tader. Wait, Tader comes first. The Bichas Hayayin comes first. Because Tader was Sheinei Tader.
Maybe the wine comes first because you're holding it in your hand.
That comes later, the wine. The wine comes by the Sudas. Shabbos came in.
Shabbos, he took the covenant already.
Before, right when Shkia comes in, after the lighting of the candles. Hachanami, says the Gemara, here also, Kivin the Asyan, Kivin the Zman, to make Kaddish, when the time of making Kiddush, right, is command the Shchita Tavayo Dami. When does the bracha start? By the Suda. You're starting, there comes some Tish, now you have two Shchutin. You can either make the bracha on the Kiddush HaYoim, or the bracha on the Yayin. So since it's both Geshachten, so we say that Tader Koydem. It's already both slaughtered.
In a sense, because they're both chiyuv
At that time, they're both chiyuv. And even though the Shabbos came in already before, but when does the whole bracha start? By the
You were
Suda.
Mekadesh already before. As soon as Shabbos came in, you were Mekadesh.
You're not Mekadesh. It came in, Shabbos came in on its own. When do you actually make the bracha of Kiddush HaShabbos? Is by the Suda. So it's like two behemoths.
So maybe you should make Kiddush.
It's like two.
So maybe you should make Kiddush HaYoyim Dafke when the Shabbos comes in.
Oh, so he doesn't say that. So he says by the Suda is because you want to do it with the Yayin. So by the Suda it's like two slaughtered animals, and which one by the two slaughtered animals? Tader comes first. Tashma says you want to come in here. I'll bring you a raya from the Hira of Rabbi Yechon. Rabbi Yechon halacha. The halacha is somebody who didn't daven tefillas musaf till mincha arrived. Mispal adam shal mincha v'achakach shal musafim. Even though the zman tefillas musafim came first. And so nevertheless, you're going to be magdir the tadir, the mincha, because tadir was sheinei tadir. So here also, from here we can learn out that you're magdir mekabel tadir, even if the einei tadir was already slaughtered. The einei tadir, we're talking about a case if he took the einei tadir and he slaughtered it. The musaf already came first, so it's like the musaf's man is like it was geshacht. That behemoth was geshacht already. Yet now mincha, there's mincha, so we say tader comes first. So we tell the mincha, we tell the musaf, even though you geshachten or your zman came, wait, mincha comes first. Tader v'shein no tader came. Says you want to hachanami, even the mati zman tefillas mincha command the shchita tavayadam. He says you want to know when do you want to daven mincha? When do you want to be daven musaf? In the time when mincha came, so it's like two kabbalas geshachten. Yeah, Tader comes first. I'm like, come in here, I'll bring you a ride from here. Shchate koydem chatzais. The halacha is by Korban Pesach, before chatzais. It's possible, it's worthless. But they should never buy because it says, has to be in the afternoon, after chatzais. But when it comes to Korban Pesach, it says a double lashon. It says, Sai ba'erev u'bein ha'abayim. But negay to the Talmud shal bein ha'abayim, only says bein ha'abayim. From that, the Gemara in Pesachim says we're supposed to be marking the Korban Pesach if the Talmud shall be Abayim, because it says twice Erev when it comes to the pasuk of Pesach. Very good. Says the Gemara, what happened over here? So he says, Koydem l'samid, that what's if he shachted if the chatzos, he shachted the Pesach before the samid? Kosher. It's still going to be kosher. But the dam of the Pesach keep on turning because you want to finish the Tamid first, so that the Pesach should be after the Tamid. Till you spray the dam of the Tamid on the Mizbeach, and then you'll go back to the Korban Pesach's blood. So you see, what do? You wait. You say wait with the blood of the Pesach, right? Do the one that's supposed to be Tamid first, and then do the Pesach. Says over here it's talking about going the Kadmu Shachted l'Samid Bereisha. Here it's talking about that he already shachted the Tamid. So if he shachted the Tamid, so so it's just like I don't know why he doesn't use the same lashon as before. So since both kabbanis already geschachten, like we said, so of course, so you bring the dam atomid before. Okay.
No, he was talking that he shafted the Talmud before.
The Kodem shachtel the Talmud with Eisha. Yes, he already shachted the Talmud before, right? And then he shachted, but it's both. He didn't spray the blood. So it's more or less like the same time. He shachted both kabbanis. Now it's a shayla with the blood. So we say do the Talmud first and then the person. I'll bring you a right from the Mishnah. It's talking about that they already shechted the Talmud, the Ktani, because if you look in the Mishnah there, it says you should be memaris the dam shall pesach acher yizik hadam hatomid. It says till you spray the dam, not till you shecht like Ktani acher yishchet v'yizik dam, not till you shecht the Talmud. It says till you spray the blood of the Talmud. Shmami, no, it's talking about that the Talmud was already slaughtered. Sagt die Gemara, bekulam kanim reshayim. By the kanim could do any meal with their food. They can cook it. They can cook it, overcook it. They can roast it. My time. What's the reason? It says in the pasuk lemashcha. Lemashcha means just like a kohen, nasi, mezalpta melech, mezalpta kohen. A kohen good. So a kohen is ligdula for greatness. Just like the malachim eat it in the best way they have anah. So too, a kohen is in that level that he can do it in the best way he likes. Zok the Mishnah, Rabbi Shimon said, if a person sees that the oil is being divided between the kahanim, you don't have to ask, where is it coming from? You don't have to ask. It's for sure, it's for sure. From the leftover oil, with the wafers, there were two types.
Why would you have a shadow in the first place?
Where's this oil? Why are you dividing it? What's going on? You don't ask. Kahanim can ask themselves, where's this oil coming from?
Why would they ask that?
Because they can ask. They're giving out bottles of oil like Rabbi Shane gives out. He gives out the honey. So they gave out bottles of oil. So
like those
bank. Oh no, I'm talking about bunkers of oil. So he says there was two menachas. Either they did it before they mixed it in the mincha, or they cooked the wafer and then they would smear oil on it. But there was leftover oil, so it's either either it's the shemen after they baked the wafers and it was left over, and so that's what the Yisraelim brought. So then the extra oil went between the kahanim, or the like shemen shel mitzvah, or the like shemen of mitzvah that was left over after the azais. That's where it was divided between the kahanim. Even though he says shemen shehu nitna agabe ha'ishim, what's if he sees all the oil that's throwing it into the fire? He says, "Ein tzarich lishmau." You don't have to ask from one of them. It doesn't go there. You don't ask any shilas there. Ella moiser kikim and kahanim. You could be assured it's coming from the leftover oil that the Kahanim had brought. Minchas Kohen Mashiach, or the Mincha of a Kohen Mashiach, he brought Chavitin. Chavitin he brought half in the morning. How did it work with the Chavitin? Chavitin HaMincha Nasas Ma'asir Seifa. So he had to bring it every day, this Minchas Chavitin. And he brought Machzisa Kreva Babayko, Machzisa Ben Abayim. That's how it worked. So that's where the oil came from. She'im is not been shemen, and you can't worry that maybe it came from shemen adava. So l'chayda, if shemen adava, maybe it doesn't belong on the fire, has to be divided between the kahanim. So he says there was no such a nadava of shemen. Rabbi Tafnaim is not been shemen. They did give shemen, but he felt that the shemen that they gave didn't bring any sveikas, because he felt that all went to the fire also. We're going to learn about it now. Amar Shmuel. Shmuel said, shemen. According to Rabbi Tafan, he says that they did give a nadava shemen. Koinzei. They would do a kmitza. In fact, what's my kmitza? That's what kmitza is. The kmitza. Was kann man machen kmitza? It's nicht mit Wasser machen a kmitza.
Drink it up.
Okay, so he says, how could you talk about a kmitza? There was no there was nothing to make a kmitza, so it was congealed. So it says it was congealed, or they made a measurement how much a handful could hold, and they put it in a cup and throw it on the fire.
On the oil, can make it.
You can. That's what he's saying. They measured, or it was congealed. It's faglivet. So faglivet, yeah. Ushiyarav nechalim, and the rest gets eaten by the carbon. In fact, no matter my time, what's the reason? I'm a crow because it says in the pasuk, "V'nefesh kisakriv carbon mincha." So the pasuk could have said, "V'nefesh kisakriv mincha." What are you saying? Carbon? Of course, we're talking about carbon. So what's the carbon coming to teach you? Melamed shemisnad vin sheven, that we can give shemen as an adava. In fact, you mincha, since the marker for giving shemen as an adava is we learn out from a carbon mincha. So we learn out ma mincha kaimtzu shiyadav nachalin. Just like a cup mincha, what's the halach you do kmitza and the rest are eaten by the kahanim. Shaman kaimtzu shiyadav nachalin. So too the shaman it can be given as an adava. You do a kmitza and the rest are eaten by the kahanim.
Why do you have to give kmitza by the oil? For what reason?
The kmitza because they gave it as an adava, as a carbon. So
they-
the word
they-
carbon was extra.
Because you cannot just.
Only Rab Tafin says they were able to give it as a carbon, but the Tanakhama says Beferish not. The Chacham say no. We also learned if you saw oil being divided in the courtyard, you're not supposed to ask from where. It's for sure coming from either the wafers that are of a mincha that a Yisrael brought, or from a like shaman that Metzora brought together with his kabbanis when he became pure from the tzaras. But sha'im is not been shaman, but they wouldn't give an adava of shaman itself, so there was nothing to worry about. Meklal the mande omen misnadin, but according to the mande omen that says that you did give it as an adava mischali, the halacha was you would divide it. So that's why you wouldn't ask a shaila, because even if it came as an adava, it would still be divided by the
The
kahanim.
mincha for the Messiah had shemen with it, right?
Yes, sure.
So that's the
Yeah.
shemen that we're talking
You remember they sprayed 7 times, and then they put on the ear and the thumb and the toe, but there was left over a lot of oil. So he says that oil was given.
So they made
Latkes, we'll soon talk about that later. Anyway, so he says you divide it, and it won't be a shiloh from weird from Manitz and Apsich, because it's not a problem even if it's an adava. Amalei Abaye, look in the sefer. It says even if he saw the oil going on the fire, you're not allowed to ask where from Manitz and Apsich. It says for sure it's a kohen's mincha, which the whole thing has to be burned on the mizbeach, or it's a mincha from the kohen HaMashiach. Says Gemara, but shame, everything is burned. But he says, but according to the Manda that says you do give it as an adava, so why wouldn't there be a shaila that why don't you divide it? He obviously holds kula amleishin. Everything is burnt. And before we learned, we don't worry about when it's a minchas yisrael, it's divided by the kahanim. Even according to Manda that says it's an adava, it's all divided. So which one is it? In the Reish you said, don't worry about the mincha if it's an adava, because if it's just like a minchas yisrael, it's divided by the kahanim, the oil. And then when you said when it's thrown on the fire, don't worry, minchas koyen and the lug shaman is all burnt on the fire. There's a man that says you can give it as an adava. Don't worry, because by an adava it's all goes to the fire. Which one is it? One goes to the fire. Yeah, from the Sefer it says it goes to the fire, and in the Reish it says it gets divided. So it says L'Abaya kasher Reisha. L'Abaya is a kasher Reisha. L'Abzeda kasher Sefer. According to Abzeda, is a kasher Sefer. Because one says you divide it, and one says you don't divide it. Bishlem Abzeda says I can understand Abzeda because I could say Bishirayim in the Shirayim part. Yes, you divide it. You divide it. So. That's the ratio. But the Sefer is by Kaimitz. The Kaimitz tak is burnt on the Mizbeach. So both the ratio is talking about Bishirayim, and the Sefer that says different cases. And one is talking about the Kaimitz. Al Abaya Kasha, he says that the Shemesh al Nadava side the kmitza, side the shirayim eaten by the kahanim. So what are you going to say? So he says, Tana Reisha have to sefer. He says the Reisha is a mistake. It's because of the sefer. We learned the Reisha because of the sefer. We learned the misnadvin part. You don't have to worry about Nadava part. That you can give, according to Abatafim, you can give a Nadava, but we only really learning the Nadava part on the sefer, not on the Reisha. Says you want to bishleim a sefer Tana Mishum Reisha. I understand you're learning it. Which one always comes out the right verse? Reisha is always the right one, and we say we learned the sefer a little bit with a mistake, only because of the Reisha. Here you're saying, or sometimes you say it was only learned for the Reisha, but the Reisha is not accurate. Here you're saying you're learning the Reisha, which is not accurate, because of the Sefer that's accurate. So as the Gemara in, yes, we find that Amin Ma'arabi, we find in Eretz Yisrael, Tana Reisha, Mishum Sefer, they learned the Reisha because of the Sefer. So as the Gemara Tashma coming here, and I'll bring a raya that Abatafim holds that the Shemesh on the Dava is all burnt in the fire. It says Yain Shon Nadava, Kedivri Rabbi Akiva. The wine of Nadava is like the words of Rabbi Akiva, less swollen. It goes into the bowls. Shemen, when it comes to the oil, Kedivri Abatafim, the Ishim, it's burnt completely. My love is the not mid the Yayin, just like the Yayin is clearly less swollen. It all goes to the bowls. Shemen is kulashim. The fire, and oil goes all to the fire. Says you want to nishke raya midir, yeah. What's the raya? Yayin goes to all the bowls, and when it comes to the shemen, part of it is burned. The kaimetz is burned on the mizbech, and the shiyadim go to the kayanim. So we'll stop over here, and tomorrow we'll continue.